RSL Random Fan Podcast brought to you by Really Bad Intros. I'll just skip the intro today. So we don't...
What was that?
Brought to you by.
Brought to you by. Well, when did
really,
we start like that?
Really Bad Intros. I'm just getting used to it. It's my thing. Gotta have a thing. Bad Intros. That's me. It's also a band from the 80s.
Really?
The Bad Intros. Yeah.
Yep, we're digging the grave right now.
Yep. See how it goes? But Bad Intros. Anyway, so we want.
I'm Brennan. That's Tyler.
And I'm Brant. I wasn't done with my bad
Brant.
intro.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I was getting there.
I thought we were all just talking over each other.
Random Fan Podcast. Here we go.
So be sure to follow us.
That's at the end.
Subscribe.
That's at the end. Okay, listen.
No, you should do it. We should do it more
Like,
often.
subscribe, and
I don't know if you guys have watched podcasts or looked at other podcasts. They're always like bugging people at the start.
I know.
Before we get going, don't forget to hit that button and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
So I was trying to be like more
Give us
semi.
5 stars and review us and tell everybody you love us.
Yeah, that stuff at the front and at the end. Remind them.
Hey, we know who loves us and we know who doesn't. So
Yeah, Jared. I don't know.
I was going to say, I was like, yeah.
he's that one guy on Reddit that keeps lighting us up for being too fun.
You know who you are, Jared.
Oh, dude, Reddit sucks.
I don't know.
I got rid of it. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Nothing's tasty anymore. Nobody's talking crap. Nobody's.
No
Not
tea,
since-
no dish, no nothing.
Not since the election's been over. Huh?
Okay.
Nobody's
Anybody get anything excited for Christmas
Um,
from RSL related?
RSL related.
did you?
No.
Where's your
Why
hat?
did you
Where's your hat?
ask?
Where's your hat?
This hat?
Yeah.
Whoa, if you're watching.
That's perfect. Leave it on like that for the rest of the
Put
podcast.
the flaps down.
The flaps. Man, they really weren't. Like, I'm follically challenged. So, it does. It looks like a hat, but it also has the ear warmers. Oh, yeah.
I should have brought. I saw yours. I should have brought Brian on for my birthday. I ordered one of
good
these,
stuff.
also with flaps,
Oh my god.
and they
The
do
flat caps with
the flaps.
with the ear flaps,
Yeah.
with the goofy ears.
So we hope you had a great Christmas.
Wow.
You got all of your RSL dreams gifted to you, brought to you by Santa, or your parents, whichever one, or cousins, aunts, grandmas.
Well, there are significant amounts of youth that listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining
Santa,
Christmas.
it's known. Santa is an RSL fan. We saw him, remember, at the
Oh yeah,
Warm the Souls.
yep, he was there.
And he wouldn't be there if he wasn't an RSL fan.
True.
So anyway, Christmas, but right before Christmas, a little bit before, we had the trade. Anderson Julio.
Oh.
Anderson Julio and the speedy, where's he from? Not Colombia.
Who,
Ecuador?
Anderson?
Ecuador.
He's from
Ecuador.
The speedy Ecuadorian.
But their
Off
flag
to-
looks like Colombia. That's why a lot of people.
I think he's from the north side of Ecuador too.
Yeah, Quito.
That's why he's darker.
He's more
'Cause
Quito in the end.
Some of Ecuadorians are actually lighter skinned.
Yeah, the Guayaquilians are.
My coworker's from Ecuador.
Yeah.
So.
Something to do with the equator and closer to the sun. I don't know.
No. It's just.
Guayaquil is
How do
like
you
a
have it?
coastal town. It's like where the
Is that where he's from?
and Quito's like a mountain town. It's a
Yeah.
really high elevation.
So he was shipped off.
Because
to-
I'm a geography freaking nerd. Sorry. Okay.
And I was like,
Dallas.
What does
He
this
went-
have to do
He
with
went
the
to Dallas.
conversation?
I have no idea.
He went to Dallas. In exchange, RSL will receive defender Sam Junqua. Hunqua? How do you say it?
I like it. Junqua. I
Junqua.
don't know. Is he American? Is he Hispanic?
Jankua!
Yeah, he could say it like that. I don't know.
They also picked
that
up
was his
$500,000
My
in
name's
GAM from,
Sam Jankua.
Sam Hua.
and they just call him Hiya for short, right?
Sam Haya. And that's what we will call him from now on the podcast.
Hiya!
Sam Haya.
Until
I was
he
looking
gets
at it.
2 starts. And then we'll call him by his real name.
I think Houston drafted him, but then just last year, Dallas picked him up for like $50,000 in GAM, and then we're getting $75,000 in GAM from Houston to Dallas,
Yeah.
and then we're getting $500,000 in GAM from Dallas.
Yeah, so they gave us, so they didn't have to give us more than 500,000. They gave us Sam. So Sam, welcome to Real Salt Lake.
Sam plus the $500,000.
And we got 500 grand.
But I
on
also
top
saw
of
on there that it's broken
Okay.
up.
Yeah, it
So-
could be tiered.
Yeah,
Some
we're not.
this year, some
Yeah,
next.
we're not
Yeah.
getting the full lump sum. Well,
which is fine because it kind of went along with the trade the week before where we acquired Elias Manuel.
Yes, from the Red Bull.
From Red Bull, New York. And we brought him in exchange for $700,000 in GAM with all those picks. So it wasn't exact like dollar for dollar, but they kind of say that he's the younger version of Anderson Julio, but he still has some upside. We're pretty sure Anderson's peaked, and I know people love him, and I love him too, and I thought he was good for Real Salt Lake, but if you're trying to run a business the way we're trying to run the business, you trade for youth and potential so that you can sell on youth and potential.
well,
Right?
This last year, I mean, was he really that reliable? I mean, he was still a little sketchy at the beginning of the year, and then he kind of found some form being the super
Elias?
sub. No, Anderson Julio.
Yeah.
I think Anderson Julio, you could argue, had his best career ever, his best year ever
This year.
with RSL.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Coming off the bench and starting sporadically, and then what do you do when your decent player has a great year?
Sell him.
Yeah, I mean, from a business standpoint, that's what you do.
Well, also,
From
I mean,
a fan standpoint,
his
maybe
income
not,
was what, 800,000
Plus, yeah.
plus. I mean,
yeah,
that's
he was getting up there.
that's like way too much money. That's almost like Man City and Phil Foden or Jack Grealish.
So yeah, I don't know. I hesitate. Did you look up how much? We didn't look up the roster of what Manuel.
Manuel's be getting paid. Well, he's young. He's 20.
Yeah, so it's probably
Three.
we'll look it up. We'll get the info.
He's Brazilian.
Oh, so you got to pay him more.
Well,
That's true.
I mean, maybe, but he did score a couple of bangers this year where he chipped the keeper and had a few other cool goals. So, I mean, he's no Anderson Julio. He's not going to be polished or as threatening as Julio was. But, you know, remember, just last year we just had that ongoing joke about how many offside we would get a game because Anderson couldn't figure out the rule.
True.
Laws of the game were hard for him, but you know, now we're selling him on for $500,000. So I don't think it's horrible. I think from a fan perspective, if you love him, you're sad to see him go. But at the same time, like, I think that worked out for us. Like, we gave up 7, we got back 5, we got back Sam and Elias,
Manuel.
and we gave up Anderson, but we also cleared out some salary.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys. It just occurred to me talking about fan favorites. Real quick, is there a player that you really would be upset if RSL were to let them go? To move them on?
For real, or
yeah. Any player? Do you have any emotional attachments to a player on Real Salt Lake? You would really be upset if they left for any reason.
I think right now, Justin Glad. I mean, he kind of committed to RSL for life, almost, you know, and he's paid well, and he does well, and, you know, I think he's kind of the quintessential player that we like to have here, hardworking, good in the community, shows up for events, you know, he's had some flubs on the field here and there, but, you know, he's a solid individual contributor, and I think that would be a strange move to get rid of Glad at this point.
What about you, Brandon? Top of your head, first thing you ask, what's a player you don't want to see go?
I don't want to see go. Pablo Ruiz.
Okay, that's a nice emotional.
And why
Well,
is that?
it's not really emotional. It's my thought process with where I want the team to be. I want the team to be very aggressive through the middle. I want them to have weapons outside the box instead of relying on moving the ball on the ground and sending it through the sides. It felt like when Pablo Ruiz was in, it allowed for more options to open up in the box or for him just to take a shot on goal. And with him coming back from the ACL or MCL, I really hope that he's coming into a form where we don't even have a chance of selling him.
Nice.
What about you? Besides Matt Crooks, who would you...
But I was trying to think just off the top of my head, and the first one that popped in my head was not Matt Crooks, although I would be really sad. Brian Ojeda.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Brian Ojeda would be the
That-
one who's like, that's a guy we need here. But I was thinking about it because I am getting old and older and less less
Sentimental?
towards the team a little more. Because soccer seems to be just one of those sports where there's a lot more turnover in players. At least there can be. There's a lot of players on the team. So, but yeah, Matt Crooks is right up there, but Brian Ojeda would be the one that I would have the most emotional attachment and say, I don't think that's a great move. So anyway, we had the draft as well, and there seems to be a theme here with Real Salt Lake through the offseason so far. They really want to sign as many forwards as possible from the looks of it.
Yeah, and what this told me is that we lost some years in the academy, right? Like if we would have gone out and just got all strikers, which we almost did, and we're just hoping one of them makes some first team contributions, I think, at this point. But it's almost like nobody from the academy has panned out. I don't know where Axel Kai is. He's buried
he's
somewhere.
got some personal stuff.
Got some personal stuff.
We've heard about.
Talk about him in rumors too.
Gozo is the only guy that had any hope of first team stuff.
U21 team. He was on the U21.
He's still 18
called
or
up.
19. He's still super young.
Yeah, and as a forward, you don't want a young forward like that. You want the bigger body. And I think the way we play, we if we put an 18-year-old there, I mean, given that Barajas was amazing, but his style of play allowed him to be a skinnier kid.
When he was out on the wing a little bit more, too.
Yeah, so as far as a forward, we need like a big forward. Like a power forward in basketball, you know?
Yep. So what do? We went out and got...
So the first pick, and we had a lot of picks, and I reached out, had a little conversation with somebody in the RSL front office, not to...
Just somebody.
Just random. I just called the number. Somebody answered. But the thought process, and their answer to me was just yes. But the thought process I think they're trying to do is there's a gap between the Monarchs and Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
There's a huge gap between MLS Next and MLS. So, but RSL has had some great success with the draft. Jasper Loffelson, Emeka Anelli, two of them, right? Mm-hmm. And then also... I think some of the younger players have also, they probably see a lot of benefit in the draft because we had 8 draft picks, and as Tyler pointed out, picked up more draft picks.
Well, think of the guys we let go too. Jockeson, Paul. These guys were supposed to be the next generation of what we wanted, and they never quite turned out the way we hoped.
But they even got shipped over to Larn too, and they didn't pan out. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I would not be surprised if all these made the team in some form. The Monarchs or Real Salt Lake. Because I think what they're trying to do with all of these players is help to put in some experienced, mature players in with these academy kids playing with the Monarchs. So then you've got a way to build up the Monarchs and say, hey, you know, you academy kids, you have some players that have some college and even some overseas experience. One of the players we'll get to, I think it was Sergey, when we get to this, go through there, played for Girona.
Yeah.
Had some experience in Spain.
Take him through.
It was Sergey. So let's start with the first pick. And it was Jesus Barea.
Missouri State.
Missouri State, 4-year player, senior, 5'9", and just had all kinds of accolades. Ended
Herman Trophy Award semifinalist.
Ended Missouri State career as program leader in shots taken, 261. Second in starts, 85. Tied for second in goals, 34. Third in career points, 87. Tied for fifth in game-winning goals, 10. And tied for sixth in assists with 19. And I'm trying to get there. Thank you. So, by all accounts, a really good player. Played 19 matches as a junior and appeared in 19 games as a
center forward?
Yeah. Okay. So
Barea.
I think this is one of the players that definitely probably makes.
Is this the bigger kid?
See now,
no, he's 5'9".
Let's put that in
5'9",
comparison.
167.
So our first round pick of last year, the year before, was Elijah Paul.
Yeah.
And the same draft year, we also got Emeka Anelli, but he was 3rd or 4th round, I believe. So, I mean, yes, we got high hopes for this guy. We picked him up first round, but, you know, it's kind of like, it's not. Tom Brady wasn't the first pick? I don't. Soccer's weird. Like the draft wise, you don't really see number one draft pick coming out of college being
No.
you
They're not really a different
starter.
Yeah. Yep. Usually the college route is the less traveled path because if you're really, really good, you go other places.
Yeah, you go out of state too.
Yeah. But
out of country.
you can develop in college. You sure can.
Yep. So I think there's some high hopes there. I would imagine if he gets signed and probably spends a lot of time with the Monarchs.
Oh yeah.
But
he's quick. He's shifty. He's got a foot, which is nice. He looks like a pretty good prospect.
And then the next pick, Max Kerkvliet.
Kerkvliet.
From UConn, baby.
6'5", goalkeeper.
6'5".
Redshirt freshman.
And
Power forward.
And started all 18 games as goalkeeper for the Huskies. Conceded just 13 goals in his rookie season, ranking 10th nationally. And
fun fact. Actually, not a fun fact. Question.
Is his brother named
Was that
Alexander?
off of what kind of back line was that? Was that a 3-man or a 4-man?
I didn't get that far in what they played.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
You didn't watch a bunch of UConn games and prep for the podcast?
I was going to, but things got.
Well, no, I mean that could say a lot because if it's a 4-man back line and that's 13 saves, that's pretty good. But if it's a 3-man back line and that's 13 saves, that's really good. So especially in college.
57 saves, .814 save percentage, and he had 8 clean sheets, most of any freshman goalkeeper in Division I. Big East All Conference, third team. So 6'5" too. Big
And a
guy.
freshman.
Wait, is he 6'5"?
6'5".
Oh, so he's almost as tall as Quentin, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
So that's a big keeper, and he's a freshman. So
There you go.
I don't know if that is age.
I don't know if he'll
Exciting about that because
go anywhere with us. But,
no. I mean,
Third
Beavers. Well, I'm thinking Beavers might be able to get an offer. He's probably going to go elsewhere.
He could.
I don't see Zach McMath picking up an offer. I think he needs to be doing something completely different.
He's kind of on the end of his career.
Yeah, this could be a fill-in for Beavers, or maybe if Beavers is meeting what's it called, national team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beavers.
He could also be the guy for the Monarchs. Right?
This is the new Gomez.
the new Gomez.
Yeah.
Tomas.
Yeah, Gomez
Tomas.
is still
I think he's gone.
still not real.
No, Gomez is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still not real. He
Someone's-
never was real. I feel really bad because
He
we
was Santa.
teased him because he was this mythical creature who showed up on the bench but never actually played. I mean, I could have done that. Not the train with the team and all that stuff, but to show up and act like the mystical creature on the bench. I could have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, I could sit there and be quiet.
Yeah.
You guys are so great.
Yeah.
You're better at that than I am, though. I'm not as quiet as you are.
I could be. I'm a little mouse. I won't say
I'm like,
anything.
I got a couple questions. Sorry.
But I think it says a lot that they liked him. Freshman, second pick for RSL in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And,
out of 8.
So I got high hopes for all of these guys. The next one. This one, Lineker dos Santos, a senior forward from
The
Marshall.
Thundering Herd, who made it all the way to the NCAA final,
But
losing to
Vermont.
the Catamounts.
And that's the first time Vermont's ever won it, and they also came back from a deficit. They last minute goal. If
Wow.
you saw it, that
Golden
defender,
Oh yeah, that's
that defender is pissed off. Was it Vukovic that flubbed? He fell over, and that's how Vermont scored.
Yeah, he.
Was that him?
I don't know if it's Vukovic.
I'm gonna
Oh,
pull it
look
up.
that up.
You looked that up.
I thought the goalie came out and then they kind of chipped him, and he should have saved it, but it went in. Was that a different one? Anyway, so yeah, we drafted him too, and he's a freshman, 6'5". Oh wait, that was the other guy.
Lineker is a senior,
forward.
and I think he transferred from another college. He started out 17 matches.
Memphis.
Memphis, and a sophomore had 16 matches, 11 starts. Junior started all 19 matches, 14 goals, 33 points, 1,500 minutes, played 90 minutes 10 times, and then I think he graduated and he moved on to Marshall, where he played his senior season at Marshall.
That's a strange move. I mean, I know there are like hot spots for college soccer, but it just doesn't seem like that.
Marshall is a big good college soccer program. Like
Okay.
Wake Forest, North Carolina, some good teams
Well,
there.
North Carolina used to be. They haven't done much in a while, but whatever. College soccer. I'm not spending a ton of time on it. But hey, here's another guy. We picked up another one.
He started
Hopefully
23.
he'll do something.
He started 23 to 24 matches and had 15 goals and 5 assists.
Ooh, wow, not bad.
And
man.
he's Brazilian as well.
And a senior. So
Kind of going Portuguese on this. I mean, leaning that way.
Yep. And
Unless Kirkavate is Portuguese as well. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that was Vukovic.
so forward, goalkeeper forward. And so we went to another forward, Sergey Solans, 21-year-old out of Lleida, Spain.
Yeah.
He also had some,
L-E-I-D.
as a youth player, looks like he played at Girona and Real Valencia. And then he ended up at Oregon State. And for Oregon State, had a great season. He's a freshman, and he was named United Soccer Coaches All-American.
Wow.
where was his stats? 14
Could you
goals.
go slower, please?
I'm trying.
I can't keep up with all your information.
The bifocals aren't working.
It's all right. Let's move on.
14 goals
We got
this
the
year.
kid from Beaver
Fifth
State.
high.
Beaver
Fifth
State?
high.
No.
Oregon State,
The Oregon
the Beavers.
State Beavers. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So
Yep, Sergey.
another forward,
Sergey?
and from Spain. So we've got
España.
Brazil and Spain, young player, and then Nick, first defender. After
6'2" guy, Nick Dang from Virginia.
And everybody's been piling on this. This guy belongs in Utah. His last name is Dang, and everybody likes to use that word instead of the damn word in Utah. So we use Dang.
Well, you better kiss your Book of Mormon, because Dang's coming over.
Yeah.
So
Better
that's
watch
great.
your mouth, that dang defender
Yeah.
over there keeps shutting people down. I think everybody just based on name likes this guy the best.
yeah, and
No.
he's a good kid. He went to his first 3 years, freshman, sophomore, and junior years. I guess he sat out redshirted the first season, but his freshman and sophomore years at Lipscomb College in Tennessee.
Nice.
One of the one of the bigger Christian colleges.
Oh,
And
nice.
then he comes here to Utah, 6'2".
And he went to Virginia for a year.
If you
Yeah.
if you look at his build, he doesn't look very strong. Does he play left back? What does he play?
I don't know,
He's-
6'2", junior center back, looks like.
Is it center back?
Looks like it. I mean,
Oh.
you play
Well,
a lot of
no.
6'2" guys at left back?
I would.
Is
6
he
goals.
Is he left-footed?
6 goals.
6
That means
goals.
he's good in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was watching his highlights, I didn't really. It's going to be hard to be a defender coming into the league to have any sort of success. Like, the people that you're playing in the MLS, I mean, yeah, obviously it's college MLS, but you're going against strikers that's where everybody puts their money.
Yeah.
And then you're going to come in straight from college to be an impact center back. That's almost unheard of. Like, it's kind of weird that we're still, getting defenders out of the draft. I mean, I could see the forward side or maybe a midfield, but it's hard to be a defender. The other guy that actually looks really good is the Alexander guy, Sasha Alexander Vukovic.
6'4", senior.
And he
Out
looks
of Marshall.
built.
Looks like he's got a man's body. Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't going to say that. But yeah, I mean, that guy's probably got on that Chris Hemsworth
He did
workout
that
regime, yeah. He's got the app.
He's got the app for it.
And I went through looking at one of these things. What I do like is these kids have some size.
Yeah, all of them are big dudes, over 6 feet tall.
6'3", 6'4".
And just in case, I looked it up. If they don't sign to Real Salt Lake to go through all the process, they're not signed. RSL will still hold their rights until the end of next year.
Oh, nice.
So players drafted, the team has their rights until December 31st of the following year. because the draft is in December. And
Strange. But that means they can go back to college if they're an underclassman.
yeah, if that doesn't work out, we'll see where they're at. But I do expect quite a few of these guys to end up on the Monarchs. We'll see how that goes. Next one, another goalkeeper, 6'2".
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, another storied program.
Trace Alfin.
I didn't
Number
see this
2
guy,
in
though.
career minutes as goalkeeper, 7,050 minutes in college.
Wow.
I tied for number 9 in program history for career saves.
Just 9 away from 200. And career goals average. You know.
Kick me the ball.
But he was a senior, 6'2", and like I said, that's a great program. And then the last one, who I find really interesting,
You just like that he's named Liam.
Liam O'Gara.
Is he
Where-
Irish?
Yeah.
No, he's also a Wake
Scottish?
Forest guy.
Where did he go?
He has a knee injury?
Yeah, Liam O'Gara, he, as a freshman, had a great freshman year. Freshman, started all 18 apparent, all 18.
Mm-hmm.
Had 1,457 minutes of action. ACC freshman team of the year. And, what?
He's currently serving in the U.S. Navy.
I think that's his brother, Nolan. He has 4 siblings, Nolan, Brendan, Aiden, and Nora. Nolan is currently serving in the U.S. Navy.
Oh, his brother.
But Tyler is super proud of his brother.
I was like, what? How do you serve in the Navy and get drafted? I was thrown, man. I was
But-
thrown. I read that wrong. My apologies.
But
So what's the deal with his knee?
He had a knee injury, but he did come back, appeared in 5 matches and 2 starts this season
Oh, nice.
with Wake Forest. So maybe that's why he dropped. He was the last player, but he is a 6'3" sophomore, and he's a deep-lying midfielder.
Oh, wow.
And if you look at the highlights, if you go look at his highlights, he makes some really nice long passes from the back. So the first thing I thought was Jasper Waffleson, only tall.
Oh, wow.
Kind of a Meccanelli, might be a diamond in the rough there.
Mm-hmm.
Just
We'll
some
see, right? If he
really-
gets his knee going.
really good passes from the back. That seemed to be his calling card.
Yeah, it was Eric Holt too. Remember, he's not here anymore, so
No,
may he rest in peace.
All right,
he's
what's-
not
he's
dead.
not
He didn't
dead.
die, but he's dead with Real Salt Lake.
But he just got terminated.
Yeah, his contract didn't get renewed.
Nobody picked him up yet?
Not that I've heard or seen. But it's been a couple years since he's even had a start. So
That's true.
he did play quite a bit with the Monarchs this year.
nice guy though. Good dude.
Definitely, great guy. So those are the draft picks. We had 1, 2, 3 forwards, 2 defenders, a midfielder, and 2 goalies. Did I get that right?
Yep. Kind of strange, right? No
Yep,
outside
that's how
backs.
we got them all. So let's get on to these rumors. What you wrote down here in the
Oh my
to-do list, we have
goodness.
Rumors.
a
Now,
nice little thing here. And
wait, before we get into the rumors, we need to have a disclaimer. Which one of you wants to do the disclaimer?
I'm happy to disclaim. What are we
Okay.
disclaiming?
If you, okay, I'll do the disclaimer.
Okay. Well, you should. Yeah.
None of these rumors are based in any sort of fact except that we saw them on the internet.
Oh,
Okay, there you go.
these are totally
We
fact.
totally just made them up. Okay, we made none of them up. But
We're not
we
making
found
them up.
Did you guys hear
We're
Anderson
just
Julio's getting traded?
No.
Dude,
That one's
it's
done, bro.
Oh, it is. I didn't check it off. Sorry, I forgot.
done.
The heresy.
And we got Sam Junqua. Did you put that on the list?
No, I got a Haya.
And Elias
Sam
Manuel.
Haya.
Yeah.
So what's the rumors?
I saw one. It was deleted, but
Oh, really?
from
Right.
the some Estonian guy that likes Brighton Hove Albion saying that Axel Kai is on their radar for Brighton Hove Albion.
And then like 7 RSL people. They're not even really RSL like fans. They're not like true RSL reporters. They're just dudes that are like, oh, I saw this on the interwebs. Look
Oh,
at this.
For
Tell
all
me
of
it's
you,
true.
if you don't have
Yeah,
the
man.
if you don't have the internet, we're just passing on. Just
Yeah.
in case you don't have the internet.
But yeah,
I thought it was interesting
one
that
was out
note.
there.
You
Maybe
think that
not.
kid has the ability to play out there?
Brighton Hove Albion. No.
No, I don't even like. He's a big dude.
I think he might have the talent, but he's a young kid, and from everything we've heard, he's his own worst enemy. Maybe there's some issues like with the team around him,
Mm.
like agents or maybe people that
Get in his ear.
Or
get
close
in
to
his
him.
ear.
Somebody in his ear is giving him some.
Maybe he's not
information
getting the best advice.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
from an insider.
Because he's only like 16, right?
Yeah.
16 or 17?
Yeah,
He's young.
he's really young. And then the next one. I saw this today. Football Lituano forward Armanda Kaisis.
Kaisis?
And the rumor is RSL offered $1.5 million for the Lithuanian player. 4 goals for Lithuania and 10 goals for NK Celje in the Lithuanian league, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, that was a rumor.
Yeah. And we're gonna
1.5
offer
million?
1.5 for him, huh?
For another forward?
Yeah.
So, do you think there's rumblings in the team that maybe Chicho's not happy, or that Diogo is not happy either?
Or the team's not happy with him?
Well, if you just Google or look up Chicho Arango on Twitter, he has been spending a lot of time in Colombia. Of course, it's the holidays. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
But the Atlético Nacional has been reported that he is their priority.
Whoa.
Atlético Nacional, their priority for 2025, trying to get Chicho Arango.
And they have like 5 or 6 like tweets on that, which again, super rumoroso.
Yeah, just look up Chicho Arango. All the tweets about him on Twitter, and he spent a lot of time down there. I think he was down there at the final for the league final. I think Nacional was playing in that, but it has him at the game. And a lot of interesting stuff. Maybe he wants to go home, maybe he doesn't. It's always, you never know.
Yeah, and
People,
he could just be hanging out with the guys he knows that play on that team and being like, hey, what's up, guys?
Having a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the off season.
And they all kind of look up to him, and, you know, we're a better league than Colombia. I think that's pretty well established across the board, so him playing in our league is better than him playing there.
But is it
a
better
lot
for
of
his
times-
family, though?
A lot of times people like to go home for their last year or two, even if they don't have a great year. In fact, one of my buddies, he's not my buddy, he's just a Chilean guy that plays soccer. His name's Arturo Vidal, and he, for a long time, was known as Rey Artur, right, which is King Arthur. Right?
Yes, indubitably.
He played for Barcelona for a couple of years, and
Oh, nice.
was with Chile when they made those great runs in the Copa America and stuff. He went home to Colo Colo and had his last like swan song year and didn't do great, but made a lot of money because everybody came to see him one last time. You know what I mean? Like one of those kind
Sell
of
a lot
things.
of jerseys for the club.
But Chicho's not there. He's in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
He hasn't hit the downside yet. So I don't see this as any sort of reality to it. They would have to pony up $7.5 million, and I don't know that their owners are ready for that. But maybe they are. Maybe that's something they're like, if we could get Chicho, throw the whole kitchen sink. And, you know, it's funny. A lot of times owners miss on stuff like this, and they overspend like crazy. And then the player gets the criticism. But the owner loses the money. So, I mean, which would you rather have? $7.5 million or a bunch of criticism?
But it is kind of interesting with RSL signing so many forwards, especially in the draft. You know one of these kids in the draft is going to replace Chicho, right?
Right. None of them.
All right.
They're not going to hold a candle to our boy
I'm just
Chicho.
kidding. I'm just kidding, but it is interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna get a $6 million American striker.
From
you know
the
what I mean?
draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a $6 million striker that's American wouldn't be here.
Right.
He wouldn't play in
I'm just
MLS.
kidding, geez.
You know.
There's
Well, the last
And
one
that's
that
the
like
sad part.
totally dominated. There's been a couple, right?
Corey Baird.
So Corey
Good
Baird,
hours one.
Lunchbox.
he's been a
Yeah.
solid MLS contributor that came from the draft and was great in college at Stanford.
Yes.
And his Stanford buddy,
Yeah.
Jordan
Morris
yep, those two guys
came over.
definitely, and they killed it in college.
They
right?
did.
And
Yes.
the big kid from Orlando.
Big kid from Orlando. Big kid
Duncan.
from Orlando.
Duncan
Dunkin'
McGuire.
Donuts. Oh, Duncan McGuire.
Duncan Donuts McGuire. Yep.
Yeah. How do we get to Middlesbrough? What button do we got to push? Oh.
Oh, we missed the wrong. We
missed that
Push it
button.
by 5 o'clock. It's 5:01. It won't push. Like that's what
Oh, that story.
was
Yeah, where he
yeah.
Missed it by that much.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just think it's interesting that there's been quite a bit of movement
Chatter.
around the forward position at Real Salt Lake and Chicho. Who knows? I'm
Okay, well, let's ask this question.
Okay,
Can I ask this question? Because you're going to just go on to the next topic. Scale of 1 to 10, do you think Chicho gone, first off, is it going to upset you?
Yes.
But Chicho gone, would that have a positive effect or a negative effect? And to what extent?
I think it would have a huge negative effect on our goal scoring ability. For years, we have struggled to score. And it's not that we didn't put strikers in good positions, because we did. We put strikers in decent positions where you had to make a good shot, and we just didn't get a ton of action out of our forward play. We finally get a guy that can kill it. He kills it for the first half of the season, and now we're all thinking he might move and leave. No, Chicho, don't do it! Listen to my plea, my friend, stay. We need you. For me, keeping Chicho is the most important thing we can do this offseason.
What about you?
I would absolutely agree with what Tyler says. I think the chance of him leaving is slim to none, but
No,
you
we're
never
just
know.
talking. We're talking hypothetical.
But
if he's not.
I think that would be a huge negative for Chicho to leave in this offseason for this team. I don't know that there is anybody, even though they've drafted 75 forwards and brought in others, I don't think we have anybody on the team that could fill his shoes.
It's still him and
Well,
Diego.
no. So, like, if we got rid of him, that would then mean that we now have money to then purchase somebody else.
Yeah, but 7.5 is not going to get you another Chicho.
You don't think 7.5 is going to get a Chicho?
Well, who would you go get for 7.5 that would do what Chicho did?
Dude, I'd get that stupid annoying guy from LAFC. What's his name? Bawanga. I would buy that stupid guy in a heartbeat.
Not a chance.
7.5? How much is he worth? How much is he? Okay.
I'll bet he's worth more
Look
than
up
that. And
transfer
LAFC just signed Ibobasi.
Oh, a
Jeremy?
Bobasi? Really?
Yeah.
Ibobise? I heard somebody say it like that once. I was
I
like,
watched it.
bro, I don't think he says it like that. Maybe I ought to say it how the boy
It was
says it.
David
$5
James.
million for Bawanga.
Really?
That's what
$5
I
million. That's what he's up.
All right. So if we sold him and brought in Boanga, I think that's fair.
I don't think that would be. That
I don't
would
know
be.
how we could pull that off.
I think that would be swapping issue for issue.
Well, he's got a different issue, but he never doesn't play hard, you know. And I don't know that that's Chicho's issue.
Oh no, that guy is a workhorse, man. You see him on the field, that guy doesn't quit.
Yeah.
I think if we're just talking about Chicho, I was thinking about this today. If all of the stuff that was issues during the season, whether the injury or the suspension, whatever is going on behind the scenes, if that is all taken care of, I think Chicho comes back and gets more than 17 goals this year.
That'd be awesome. And that's what I would expect too, especially if Diego's playing with him all year. Both Diego Luna and Diego Gonzalez.
I thought it was Diogo.
Jogo. Yeah,
Jogo?
whoever. I don't know. I say it wrong.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I say Jogo, which his first letter is a D.
Do you know how to say his last name?
Gonzalez?
Is it Gonçalves?
It's not Gonzalez.
It's not.
It's the Portuguese Gonzalez. Diego Gonzalez would be his Spanish name.
Well, that's the end of the
Don't know Portuguese real
criteria.
well.
So does this mean that we're done?
But isn't that, I mean, if we're talking about our best striking partnership, that's it, right?
But I
Well,
hate
and then
saying
Manuel.
that. I hate saying that because you bring in Diogo midway through the season, out of the blue, high quality player, supposed to be a really great finisher. Put him into our system, and it's like this guy is like no habla inglés. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't fit.
what he was able to do at other clubs is just not. It's not translating to our style. And now we get this other guy who, if you look for his highlights, they're kind of hard to find.
Manuel.
Manuel, I mean, he had a good 2023 season. I mean, didn't they go pretty far in 2023? He had like a hat trick or something. Something came up in 2023 for him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't see him being Diogo's position.
Well, who did Trey compare him to? Do you remember that? The guy from Memphis? Your favorite player of all time?
Andy Williams?
No, not your favorite RSL player.
No, not Memphis. Nashville.
Nashville. That's
Honey Mukhtar.
Hani. That's who he compared him to. He
Yeah.
said that guy's everything Hani had. And it took Hani a year to get his head straight in the league.
Yeah.
So if he
Hey,
turns out
if
anything
he's
like
a Honey
Hani
Mukhtar, I'll buy his jersey.
and Chicho, then we got it. We don't need all these little draft picks. They're not going to make a
Gosh,
dent.
we're going to be so forward heavy.
And I don't know that all of these players, I think these players get signed, probably, find a way into the Monarchs. And I think RSL is also not thinking necessarily about these guys, the draft picks, making it to
Oh, no,
MLS
that's
roster.
no.
But I think they see players that they can develop, a la Jasper Loffelson,
Yeah.
and move on to other clubs as quality depth for teams. And a team might find that this player might fit into their system a little bit better,
Yeah.
and worth a flyer, worth $100,000 in GAM or something. So I really like, if this is what they're trying to do with Real Salt Lake, trying to increase the pool of players that they can either sell on or develop for Major League Soccer.
Well, and we've really learned our lesson in the secondary market, in the B teams, if you will. Basically, what they're saying with a lot of these draft picks is that league that we don't mention because we're MLS, right? That league in between where the Rochester Raging Rhinos live, that kind of league.
Rochester Raging Rhinos.
The NASL, right? That's
It's the USL.
USFL.
The US. USL Supreme.
USL and USL Pro and USL Next. Anyway, they're trying to be their own league too. And they're here, right? But basically what this is saying is that level is better than MLS Next.
Yes, I think there's a huge gap in this.
And we've pulled a few players out of there with pretty good success, right? Diego Luna came from there. Barajas came from there, right? So we pulled a few guys out of that league.
Barajas was in there?
Yeah.
We pulled him out when he was already a part of the national
Paso
team.
Locomotive or something.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's
brought him out of
right.
the USL.
They've gotten some players out of that.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So
maybe
we're finding hey, there's a good gap there.
There's a
And these
glimmer of
guys
hope.
coming up might be able to hit Real, but
No, I think the only one that can really hit is going to be Max.
yeah,
I think
he's
that's
your pick.
Well, no, I think that's the door that's the widest open for all of these draftees to fit into.
Is the keeper
Is the keeper, and that being a freshman, I mean,
still young?
still super young, 6'5". I mean, that's the perfect candidate to fill in that position, be that third goalkeeper.
Yeah. Who's your favorite super tall goalkeeper of all time?
Oh,
What about that Chelsea guy that wore the head mask?
Cech was his name.
Peter Cech.
Peter
dude, he was
Cech.
so good.
He was all right.
Come on, dude. He was so good.
and remember
What about the Dutch guy? He was good too.
I like Van der Sar,
Van der Sar, yeah.
but that's just because. Also, in his last 2 seasons, they always have stories about him going to the training grounds, get his gloves on, set up, catch like 2, maybe 3 shots. He says, "Okay, I'm done," and then he would just leave, and nobody would care because when he showed up to the game, he was just amazing, like Tevez was. It's cool.
all right, one of my favorite goalkeepers was Colero.
Who?
Is it the
Colero.
Scorpion guy?
No, I didn't do the Scorpion. Colero, he played for Pachuca,
Oh.
and his last name is Colero. He actually passed away a couple years ago at a young
Really?
age, after he retired and stuff. But just a great bald-headed keeper.
Nice.
You don't like him.
Yeah.
Since we're thinking about other leagues, but anyway,
the Colombian guy, he was cool. That did the
Scorpion kick, yeah, with the poofy hair.
Dude, he would dribble out. Have you seen that? Like that guy would dribble all the way down the field. People
Oh
couldn't
no, you're
stop
talking
him.
about the other guy that they came up with the rule because of him.
Yeah.
The rule where you
They had to
can't
change rules.
you can't catch the ball from your own team
Yeah.
because he would play so far up the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was Denmark too.
Was it
Or the
Denmark?
De-
Was it
in
Denmark?
the World Cup where they stalled the game out and they kept passing it back to their keeper.
Oh yeah, I did pick it
Yeah.
up and then
Anyway, we also have to remember the Menendez scale. We talked about that earlier when you
Oh,
brought
brother.
up.
Oh, Menendez.
We have to The Menendez scale,
Here we
are they
go.
closer to Menendez or who was on the other end?
I don't know. I didn't make it out. You guys did.
Menendez
I was
to
the
Ronaldo?
Menendez side of the
No,
scale.
Nelly?
Chicho?
No. Javier
Javier?
Morales.
Oh, okay.
Menendez to Morales.
Menendez scale. That's right.
The Menendez scale. So that's what we've been talking about. Some of the new players, and time for the Come On Crawley update. Oh boy.
Okay, it's hard to be a fan when every time I open up my phone on Instagram and it's like 4-0, 2-0,
Well,
2-2.
Sunday.
Hey,
What was it? What was the last
a
one?
tie.
Okay, it was 4-4. So this was Sunday morning. Get up, watching the game. 4-1 at halftime, man. When Crawley presses and plays forward, they are dangerous.
Yes.
And their Exeter is like 12th in the league, 30 points, and we're sitting on 21 with like 20 points. 4-1 at halftime. And what do? This is a game that could have really propelled us forward.
Yes.
And what do they do in the second half? Just sit back.
Sit back.
Give up 3 goals, score.
Park the bus.
Park the bus late. There's a lot of... the people are just kind of going irate.
Irate.
On the interwebs that they're saying that they're not even letting Rob Elliott, the coach, the front office is making the subs and all this kind of stuff. So we're sitting on the precipice, a dangerous precipice of either going up or down. It could turn around, but we end up on the road picking up a point, which you always want to get. But the way they did it was incredibly disheartening. Even if they'd have come out of there 4-3 and got the 3 points, I think that's a different story. But they play again on the 1st, January 1st, at home, I think against Burton.
Is
And who's
that a
below
real
them.
club?
That is below them. So this is
I was gonna say, are they even real?
yeah, Burton.
Okay.
It might be Burton Hove Albion. Burton Albion.
Burton Hove Albion? That is
Burton Albion. It's Burton Albion. Look it up.
That's Brighton Hove Albion.
Well, there's another Albion.
There could be, but it's not Hove Albion, because that's the club that merged with Brighton. Remember, they were 2 clubs, and then they...
Well, I guess they're
There's
playing
that whole story.
Charlton. They're playing Charlton, who's in 9th. Big game at home.
Half
But-
these names I just think
Oh,
are hilarious.
boy.
See, look, Burton Albion FC.
Burton Albion, 24th place. Sitting on 13 total points after 22 games and a minus 17 goal
So,
difference.
see, if we had pulled out the victory and picked up 2 points, we would have been out of the relegation zone and jumped over the Bristol Rovers. But as it stands, we are still in the relegation. Bottom four.
Can you scroll up a little bit though?
You know,
That's
No,
fine.
scroll up. Oh, okay. Let's see. Wrexham is at 2nd place. Look
second,
at that.
yep, with 48 points.
Yeah.
You know.
And here's the sad thing. The game before, 2 games before, Birmingham, we played Birmingham at home to 0-0 until like the 81st minute and give up just a cheap. The defense is killing us. We lose 1-0 to Birmingham. The next game,
At least that's a club I've heard of.
yeah, it was Saturday,
Birmingham.
Monday, and then we played Wednesday. Just games crammed in. But the next game we lost. We didn't even show up on Monday. Lost 3-0 to Leyton Orient. But they rebounded and were just lights out the first half. They had some players come back, and then they go and throw it all away in the second half. But they do come out of the draw.
But did you see that Paul Mullen goal from Wrexham?
Super
That was
Paul Mullen.
brilliant.
Super Paul.
In the fog, gets the ball up into the air,
gosh.
kicks it up, boom.
That guy.
Jeez, what a volley.
So I am kind of concerned. This season could go.
I don't have
Either
good
way.
hopes. This is going to be a tough season.
Yeah, Crawley's not looking
if-
good.
The thing is, Crawley is a good club. If they can pick up, the window opens January 1st through February 3rd. They're going to sell on Jay Williams, who hasn't played much lately. He doesn't want to be there. They're also selling Ronan Darcy to Birmingham, sounds like.
Really?
But Ronan Darcy is one of those players that everybody loves, but
You gotta love Mr. Darcy. That's a good point.
but
I do.
I don't think he's a player they'll miss, really. He's a great story. He's a great teammate, but he's a quality player. It's kind of like,
Well,
losing.
Crawley still needs somebody in the midfield that can really dictate. Because right now, what they got, they're not moving the ball very well, and then you're saying the defense is off. And
They're just giving up too many dumb goals. And we'll see if Jeremy Kelly sticks around too. But that would be Jeremy Kelly would be the biggest loss of everyone at Crawley Town. The guy is the motor in the midfield. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they're talking about bringing in a player from Birmingham, center back, who's playing at Gateshead, young quality center back. But
Gateshead, that's a real club too.
that's where Rob Elliott, their coach, came from. They're now in the National League.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, listen, yeah.
Now, I've heard of Charlton, who they play next week. That they were in the Premier League not too long ago.
So was Birmingham. Blackpool's been in the Premier League. Who else? Bolton was in the Premier League when I started watching.
Yeah, that's where Hugh. What's his name?
Huddersfield.
He played for Bolton. That's where he got his ankle rocked by what's his name?
Stuart Holden.
Stu Holden. Yep.
So we're on a precipice. I think they have the ability, if they pick up some defenders, to stick around in League One. It's going to be close, but it's one of those seasons where a nice run of 3 or 4 games.
Doesn't the
4 or
season
5
end
games.
in May?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're good for a while.
Yeah. So
unless it's just
there's a lot of
tons
games,
of losses.
right?
Yeah. Well, they play 46 games.
Oh yeah, because there's 24 teams.
So we still have 24 games left. It's a game. It's a season, a league, a season where a run of 4 or 5 good games
Can hold you up.
Yeah, and you need about 8 wins. So we're getting
Nowhere near
about eight more wins. So, but we got a long way to go. But I think they are a good team. They're not a great team. They're not in danger of getting promoted at all this year. But they do have the ability to stay up, especially if they make some
Key trades.
good changes. That interesting. Tola, the guy they picked up from the USL. Their striker has been starting to score.
That's cool.
And Jeremy Kelly came from the USL, so we'll see what happens in the transfer window. Who they give up, and then if they can keep from just getting slaughtered, we might be able to finish, 18, 17.
Sitting on a minus 16 goal differential, tied for fourth worst in the league.
So a lot of work to do there. I mean, it's not like they're, Man City.
Speaking
Anyway,
of them,
let's hear about your teams who are in other.
Man City has not been doing well.
They pulled off a win, though, didn't they?
Barely, yeah. How's Man United been doing?
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Most goals given up since 1964.
What's crazy to me though is we probably have the best coach we could have ever gotten in a long time, and these freaking players can't put it together. I'm so annoyed.
Well, they have 1 win in their last 5.
It was
problem
crucial.
The problem is the other 4 were all.
Well, this last one against Newcastle was really a huge blow, and it's honestly
That was today, right?
Yeah, ownership needs to change. The players need to change. Bruno getting a red card in the last game against, was it Wolves or whatever?
Stomp, dude.
Yeah,
he could have pulled out of that.
He absolutely could have, and he's already on a yellow.
Yeah, he's like, what? Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
I'm
that was
not
dirty.
I'm not a huge
He
fan,
knew
but I'm gonna bleed red till I
I
die.
saw one comment that said we should have just kept the interim manager the rest of the season and then brought in this new coach, Armin, or whatever it is,
Amarim.
and given him the whole off season. But who knows? He really does look like a good coach. But there's some really good teams, some big teams below the 10.
Oh yeah. Well, we were close to
funny-
relegation. I mean, we're
14.
14, but look at their goal differential. They're not that bad. They're minus 5.
No, they're not getting relegated.
West Ham's
no.
minus 12 and they're
We're
red
gonna
goal.
pull it together sooner or later. But if we're losing to Tottenham, I mean, that's
23 points probably, even now, probably won't get you relegated, but especially if Man City gives up points and points and points. But the funny thing to me is the teams at the top. Liverpool didn't see that coming after they get rid of their legendary coach, sitting on 45 points, kind of clear
well.
the
The
top.
coach they got is a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is a tactical, You can't, like, there's nothing he doesn't know about football.
And then right now, just today, 5 wins in a row, Nottingham Forest sitting second.
Who was
I mean, they do have one more game played than Arsenal, Chelsea, and Newcastle, who are right behind them. But Arsenal's, they just can't get out of third. It's like they're just sitting in third.
And Nuno.
2 ties in the last 5. Nuno is the coach of Nottingham Forest. Nuno Espiritu Santo.
A very good coach.
Very
He
good coach.
got run out of Tottenham,
Yep.
which was really disappointing. Tottenham's down 11th.
He got run out of Wolves too, which was weird because I thought he was doing a really good job at Wolves, creating an attacking style of play.
Mm-hmm.
And now Wolves sits at the precipice of being dropped.
But the biggest surprise is Chelsea. Chelsea is just out of left field.
Yeah, their kids are playing really well.
Cole Palmer is a nuisance, man.
Yeah.
He is the British guy that is sweeping that league right now.
Yep.
They've had 2 consecutive losses, or they would have been a little higher. They were
Yeah,
they were threatening to be up top,
Well,
at least in second place.
What was the last game? They had a really close game. The last one, they could have
They
won.
lost to Arsenal, which was deserved.
Oh, did they
Oh, they
mess
lost
with
to
the goalie?
Ipswich today.
No
That is
way!
Yeah, they lost
tough.
2-0 to Ipswich,
Whoa!
who Arsenal beat 1-0 at the weekend, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look good, 1-0, because the week before Ipswich won by 5.
And
Or won.
Ipswich is down there in
Lost by
18th.
5, yeah.
So that was a big 3 points for Ipswich today.
Yep.
That's got to give them some confidence.
Yeah. So the top of the tables, Liverpool 45 points, Nottingham Forest 37, Arsenal 36, Chelsea 35, Newcastle 32, and Man City out of the top 5 in 31 points in 6th place.
And also, Pep also, they asked Pep, any chance you're going to win the Premier League? And he goes, no,
Not a chance.
not a chance.
Not this year. Which we're all, I think, a little bit grateful for.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting them ready for the demotion. That's not going to happen. So.
No.
We all
yeah.
wish would happen.
But did you see Marcus Rashford was getting booed coming into the game?
Ooh, really?
When he was coming into the arriving at the stadium.
Dude, Man United
fans were
turns
booing
on their
him.
boys, dude.
Oh man.
They turn on their boys a lot lately.
Well, especially because I mean he's bringing so much money out of the club. He's lazy as crap. Like if you watch his highlights when he's defending, it is so
I
sad.
saw one where he was just kind
He
of
just
jogging behind
Oh,
somebody.
dude! Like that's the whole reason why Man United has gone down this hill that they've gone down.
You think it's
Is
him?
No. I think it's everything around what is happening. So to see that and then have all the managers, all the assistant team, all the back office say that's okay for that to happen.
Oh, right, yeah.
That is the
That's the
change in
problem.
culture that has happened to Man U, and that's why Man U is not Man U. This is nowhere near Man United. Like Roy Keane is probably the main guy who said it best. He's like these guys. These are babies. Like these are little children that don't run. Like the Premier League is all about running that way as hard as you can, and then you run that way as hard as you can, and then you just repeat the process over and over and over. Even if you're a number 9 or a number 10, like you are everywhere, and it's a sad state we live in. And that the coach that we have, hopefully, the owners or whoever's in charge of the coaching doesn't fire him, because that's the coach that is going to bring Man U back. Because first thing he did, he got Garnacho and Rashford onto a thing saying, "Okay, you didn't show up to practice. You're not treating these guys well. You're off." Like. That it's just the way it should be, but it might not last, even if we're losing.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. We'll keep you all updated. The Manchester Watch.
Oh, dude.
Man U Watch.
Brian Dunseth, go to his podcast. He talks about Man U all the time. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Oh, we love Dunny.
Oh, dude, he's dope.
So anyway, as we said in the beginning of the podcast, go ahead and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, hit it.
Hit it.
On YouTube, goals.tv,
on
Give us a
the
review.
Facebook, MySpace,
wherever you...
Yellow Pages.
Yellow pages.
Yeah, we're everywhere that you
Put us
guys
on
are.
the yellow pages?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
it's
old.
the white pages.
I told you not to do that.
In the business section.
Business.
Yeah, under hardware. I don't know. I wanted to stand out,
I
so...
don't know what we're doing.
So yeah, please subscribe wherever. Follow us wherever on all your social medias. We love to have your feedback. Like Tyler here said, I forgot your name for a second. Almost. I'm getting old. Yeah, leave a review. Yeah. Tell your friends.
Yeah, please take the time. Review us.
We'd appreciate that. One other thing too,
I hate that so much. Every time a YouTuber says that, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna
smash that like button
and watch me jump into a foam pit in my kitchen. Stupid.
You know what? Since you
It really grinds my gears how they have all this money YouTubers and they're just like, I'm gonna buy a house. And I'm just gonna appeal to every 6-year-old in the nation and just like, peanuts in the kitchen, like party peanuts. Let's jump in.
I saw one thing where all these YouTubers, these bloggers and stuff, they have a second house. They do all their video
in the second house.
And they go home to their house. Like that's their work.
Yeah.
And the ones I really dislike are the ones where the couples like assault each other all the time. Like they walk into a room and they shoot a balloon full of.
Oh, the one guy with the stupidest laugh. He goes like this and he goes.
Is he the one that makes stuff land on his wife all the time?
Yeah, and it's like always like this white substance that's like really creamy. It's weird.
Anyway, we do have a great episode coming up next week.
We do?
Yeah. Remember, we're going to be talking to a Major League Soccer, a pro ref.
Oh, the guy we had on before.
No.
It's the first time.
You have to stay tuned and find out who it is, but an actual pro referee MLS ref.
That way we can get to the bottom of what happened to Chris Penso.
Oh, speaking of that, did you guys hear somebody retired today?
No, who?
One of your favorite refs of all time.
Ted Uncle?
Yeah.
He retired?
Yeah.
This is great news for the league. Holy cow.
Congratulations, Ted.
What is he going to do now?
An equal opportunity offender. He hated everybody.
One thing I loved about Ted Uncle.
And he also hated doing the right thing. You know?
I think he didn't I think he was just one of those guys where if he saw it one way, like that's how it was. And even if you reviewed it and told him it was wrong, he was like,
nah, it's not that way.
I'm sticking to my original call.
I remember reading stuff about Ted Uncle. He's not a soccer fan.
No?
No, he's like a baseball fan. He just kind of fell into officiating. It's not really
shows.
So I thought that was really fascinating. But we will
Christina's a good ref. I think that's maybe where the tie was because his wife was into reffing too.
Yeah, and she won awards, and she's also the ref correspondent on one of the leagues.
Yeah.
So they go to her. On. So yeah, we'll stay tuned. We'll let you know how that goes, and you can listen to. If you got any questions, you can reach out to us. What do you want to ask a Major League Soccer ref? I might want to know, how can you not have a bias against some players? Are there some teams like I honestly would have a hard time with
Diego Chara?
Really? Why?
Reffing him. So
that'd be real easy. First slide tackle, yellow. Second one, out. Red. You're done.
I don't care.
Good luck,
if you're
Diego.
Cute,
that is a really good smile.
It's a great smile. Enjoy it on the bench.
Dude, seriously, before the game, you're like, I wouldn't play Diego Chara, just let you know. If you put him on, you're going to immediately get a yellow.
Don't you want to rest him?
I think you want to rest him this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'd only get a ref like on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
After a Saturday.
So for me, it would be why and how do you interpret the in the way move for long distance shots that are bangers,
was to the
and you just call it back for crap, stupid A reasons.
If he didn't duck, 0 problems.
So I'm really excited. You know, I'm a ref lover. So excited to be able to have this episode coming up. So stay tuned. And when you're done smashing that like button, we'll see you next time.